something that they can take home to actually apply in their business. For those of you that don't know, the name of this panel is all going to be focused about how to attract young entrepreneurs. Is anybody looking to see how they can attract some young entrepreneurs? Say aye. All right, fantastic. So with that being said, what I'd like to do right now, if you're under the age of 100 years old, I want y'all to stand up, please. If you're under the age of 100 years old, stand up to your feet. These are young people, I'm telling you. We only have one guy in this group, and we got 4 beautiful, powerful, successful women. So when they come out right now, I want y'all to give them the applause that they really deserve. These ain't just no regular individuals. These are people that work hard in their business, and they mean a lot to all of us. I'm inspired by all of them. So again, if you're under 100 years old, let me hear y'all scream real quick before they bring them out. All right, fantastic. So the first young lady that we would like to bring out, let's give her a round of applause, Miss Brittany Winfrey. Brittany! All right, Brittany. All right, so next, this is the only guy that we actually have on. He's a young dude. And this young dude, you guys got to get ready, because this is what all these people that you're going to see is the new face of this company, Ameriplan. And I want to bring this guy out. A lot of you have already seen him. Some of us have seen him grow up from a little kid, but he's a grown man right now, and I'm expecting some great things out of him. He's already doing some great things. But come on, let's give him a round of applause. DJ! All right, let's go. Who we got next? Who we got next? Okay, we got Wait. All right, let's get another round of applause for Holly Moore. Holly! Y'all can get louder than that. As a matter of fact, for this young lady I'm about to bring out right now, y'all better give this woman right here a lot of noise. Let's give it up for Christine DeGraw. Christine! All right, last but not least, we had to go over to Nevada. So we had to go to Las Vegas. Anybody been to Vegas before? All right, so let's also give this young lady, she's on the top producers. She's incredible. You'll hear more about her. But let's bring her out with some style. Get up to your feet, scream to the top of your lungs. This is the great Michelle Everett. Oh. All right, now y'all can take a seat. Don't they look beautiful and handsome, right? Don't they look beautiful and handsome? All right, so it's not all about the beauty. It's not all about them looking good and stuff like that. What this is about, if you have a pen and paper, make sure to get it out now. We've been practicing very, very hard, making sure that we can figure out a way not to just be up here and share some stuff with you, but we really want to give you some tools and some things that you can do, even just a little bit of mindset change on exactly what you can do today once you leave this convention to apply in your business on attracting some more young people in your business. Is that all right? Say aye. All right, fantastic. So the first person we'd like to introduce you to is this beautiful young lady here. Her name is Brittany Winfrey. Brittany, if you could just share with everybody, just take us from where you've been to where you're at right now. Brittany Winfrey.
Sure. Again, my name is Brittany Winfrey. I'm a senior regional sales director. Been with Ameriplan since February of last year, so a little over a year. I started looking for really a business opportunity probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I'm originally from Virginia Beach, Virginia, but myself and my family, we moved to Jacksonville, Florida for a job opportunity that my fiance had at the time. So I moved to a new state, didn't know anybody, was younger at the time than I am now. And as soon as we got there, my fiance lost his job. So I was in a new state, I didn't know anybody, and I didn't have enough to make ends meet. So really at that time, I was really looking for an opportunity where I could make more than a full-time income, something that was going to allow myself and my family to not have to struggle and go through the things that we went through. So I looked He's definitely my everything and a big driving force as far as why I do what I do. But after I had him, I still was looking for something as far as a business opportunity, but it was important for me to be able to be home with him as well. So I looked online, I did a lot of searching, I ran across an ad on Craigslist, so I'm a Craigslist lead, and I knew from that point on that this is what I was going to do. And I just never looked back. I love everything about the company that we have, the opportunities it provides to us, and then here we are now. So.
All right, there we go. Thank you so much, Brittany. All right, so now we're going to take it over to Dean Jones. Dean Jones, a lot of us think that we know you, but if you could just share with us a little bit about where you've been and take us to right now, where you're at right now, Dean Jones.
Sure. Well, first off, my name is Dean Jones, and I'm a senior regional sales director with this company. Now, I was still in high school when I started Ameriplan, and oftentimes I would actually do presentations in the hallway. And I think I remember one time I actually did one in class. We had a substitute, so it's okay. But prior to that, I used to work at the movie theater. Now, I only worked there for about 2 weeks, so I decided, okay, what am I doing here? I wanted something where I can work on my future right now. I didn't want to wait to become, 40 years old to get settled into a career. I wanted to work on my future right now. And with this, I could do that. And, my goal is to help other young people like myself so they will not have to work at a minimum wage job, and they can work on their own future and create residual income right now at this age.
Let's give it up, Dean Jones. You hear him talking about right now. Everything is right now with this guy, right now. All right, so let's go to Holly. Holly Moore, if you could just tell us where you've been and bring us up to date where you're at right now. Holly Moore.
All right, well, as you said, my name is Holly Moore. I'm the regional sales director. I have been in the company since October. My wonderful upline is Lionel Burks, and he actually came into my place of business. And little did he know, I was actually just recently had a baby and was definitely looking to stay home. I worked up until right before I was pregnant. I was a general manager and also a training store manager for Palm Beach Tan Corporation. So I traveled all over the United States, training managers and things like that, which is an ideal job for a single person because it's fun to meet people. But once I got pregnant and the further along I got, the more I realized that that was not what I wanted to do. I really truly wanted to be home with my daughter. And so I started looking at things online, didn't see anything that I liked, nothing. So I was at the tanning salon training there for that month, and Lionel walks in. And he was coming in to get his fiance a membership. And I just started talking to him, and I have been in sales my whole life, so I know that the person who's going to be the one paying is the one you really need to start buttering up. So I knew I was about to swipe his card for some tanning lotion, so I was, just making small talk, and I saw him button on his shirt, get your teeth cleaned, $14.95, and I thought, oh, what is that? I asked him, and he said, oh, and he hands me a business card. And I was like, oh, okay, man, you're offering me a job. And I'll never forget this. He said, no, I wasn't offering me a job. He's like, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. And I remember, this kid's really funny. He walks off, didn't say anything else about it. I was like, huh. But because he did that, it intrigued me, because he wasn't trying to sell me, he wasn't trying to do anything like that. He just handed it to me and walked off, So I waited about 2 weeks before I called him, and I finally got the card, and I looked it up online, and I was sold immediately, So I called him, I said, can I meet you? So I came out and met him and fell in love with it. Ended up signing up the very next day. I went home, did my research on it, did everything, everything I could find on it, did the research, and I loved it. And I was able to quit after doing it. I quit, I believe, like 2.5, 3 months after I started doing Ameriplan. I was able to stay home with my daughter, and then I became a single mother, so I did have to go back to work for a little bit, but I'm still definitely doing Ameriplan as much as I possibly can, and hopefully be able to quit again, and this time not have to worry about someone else taking care of me. I'll take care of myself and be able to stay home with my baby.
All right, here we go. Holly Moore. All right, so Christy, we hear all about you everywhere, but if you could just share with everybody where you've been and also just bring us to date where you're at right now. Christy DeGraw.
Well, as he mentioned, my name is Christy DeGraw, and I'm a regional vice president with the best company on the planet. And I 2006, I ran across an online ad that Janie posted, and in big letters on the ad it said freedom at home. And the word that really stuck out most to me was freedom. That was a word that really stuck with me because it was something that I didn't have in my life. So but I was still very, very skeptical, so I just ignored it and thought, oh, that's just one of those things. But every week I would go back to the same place. It was my local online newspaper, and they had a work at home section. And I would go back every single Sunday to see if they posted anything new, and everything else would just kind of like drift away. All the get rich quick in your sleep type stuff, become a millionaire, don't do anything to breathe, that stuff would disappear. But Janie's ad was always there. Daily pay, A+ BBB rating, residual income, freedom at home. And I looked at it for 4 months, dissected it, saw that the company had elite credentials, and then I finally requested an interview. It took Janie 4 days to get back with me. I had no idea I had requested an interview with the most important person in Ameriplan. So she finally got back with me. She talked about how she was walking around her house, picking up the kids' clothes, and she was making mac and cheese. And that really sold me. I wanted to be home making mac and cheese for my kids. So I enrolled on the spot, didn't know anything about this sort of thing, got to work. I was not a fast tracker. I did not come running out of the gate like a lot of people do. I was kind of slow and steady, but focused at the same time. About 6 months into my business, I went through a divorce and had to get a full-time job outside of the home. So my schedule shifted a little bit, and I had to start working this around my job. And it would have been really easy to say that I didn't have time for this, but I made time for this because this was my plan B. This was going to be my future. So I would go out to my car on my lunch breaks, make my calls, made a goal to replace that income in 12 months. Missed it, but did make it in 14 months, and I've been home ever since.
Hey, that's Christy DeGraw. Christy DeGraw. All right, so this is Michelle Everett again out of Vegas. Michelle Everett, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been through, and also just bring us to date here as we're moving along. Michelle Everett.
Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Michelle Everett. I'm an executive sales director here, and I originally joined back in 2008. And I had started looking to work from home back in 2007. I had just turned 20, and I had given birth to my second child, and graduated college, and I really pushed myself for that because I didn't graduate high school like everyone else. I had a baby before all of that, and so I pushed myself to get my high school diploma and a college degree because that's what I thought I had to do and show an example for my children. Little did I know, I graduated with high honors, and I thought I was going to run out and get this amazing high-paying career. And my very first interview in the healthcare field, it was just degrading pay. And that showed me that it didn't matter the experience or the knowledge that I had to create the income that I wanted on my own. I could not depend on anybody else to give that to me. So at that point, I had started looking online. I did a few different things, surveys, and I really did believe you can make money stuffing envelopes, and just got all this stuff, mystery shopping. And in 2008, in May, I had actually given up looking to do something from home. And I got on Craigslist to find a job, and I happened to run into Jamie Boyle's ad. And when she called me, I actually had a live person on the phone. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no automated system or buttons you gotta push on the internet for information. And I was sold what she explained to me, the services that Ameriplan offers. I came from the healthcare field, so I understood the need, the desperate need that patients that I dealt with every day who were on a cash pay, and they really need these benefits. So I knew right then that this was gold to me. I joined immediately. I worked my business for a good year or so and hit senior regional sales director. And at that time, I went through some financial hardship. It caused me to go back out there in the world and get a job. And to be completely honest, I was also that person. I was only 21, but I was that person wanting instant gratification. I didn't understand the commitment and patience that I needed to really build the business that I wanted. I knew what I wanted, I just didn't know how to get it. So dummy me, went back out in the world, and I worked a job for 3 years in a cardiology office. And last spring, I had an announcement sent to me that I had a pay level promotion. Given I have not touched my business in 3 years, and every single month I received a residual check, though, by the way. Every month for 3 years for the business I put on the books for that first year. I still received a check, and I received an announcement that I had hit ESD, which caused me to get that lovely override that you guys were mentioning mentioning earlier, and my check grew. And I showed my check to my husband and was like, we could like seriously pay some bills with this. You know, we really need to get back on track. So at that point, I had immediately booked a ticket to convention last year. I knew that we had the money at the time, and I knew that we could either spend this money on disposable stuff, like we always do, or we could invest it into our future. We wanted to change, so we knew we had to do something different if we wanted something different. So I came here last year, and that event changed my whole life. It was, this event is so inspiring and motivating, and I learned that the only difference between me and them on stage was that they had stayed here consistently. We were all IBOs with zero income at one point, and if I just stayed with it, I could get there. So I went home and we made a plan to, I quit my full-time job. He got a second job to replace that income, and I said, let's give it 1 year to replace that income that you had brought in from the second job that he had to pick up. And proud to say, 2 days ago, when reports came out, I did replace it. In 9 months. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to go with Ameriplan. It's completely changing my life.
All right, that's Michelle Everett. Michelle Everett. All right, so we gotta go back over to Brittany. Brittany, really quickly, everybody is taking some great notes right now. If you could just give us 3 things, give the audience 3 things that they can actually take home to apply and actually start attracting some young people. What are 3 things that they can actually do? 3 things.
Sure, I would say the first thing would be definitely to show the value. I think when you're speaking to the younger generation, they're excited and they're, some of them are getting out of school and trying to figure out what they really want to do with their lives. So I think number 1 would definitely be to show them the value, to allow them to understand what we have on our hands and what the possibilities are for themselves and their family. So I'll definitely say that for number 1. The second thing I would say would be to fuel passion. It's important for us to be excited about what we do so that they can get excited about the future for themselves. So be passionate about your own business and be excited when you're talking to young people and anybody really. But that excitement in turn will make them excited about the opportunities here as well. And the third thing I would say would be to give them examples of other young people that are doing it. So when I talk to somebody about the opportunity with Ameriplan, I use a Christine DeGraw or Jamie Boyles or somebody that is actually active in the business and that has built it to this amazing income, to give them something tangible so that they know it's possible for them. So I like to use examples of other people that are successful, that are where they want to be, so they can envision themselves being there as well.
All right, that's Brittany. So what'd you say? Value, you said fuel to passion, and you also said you use examples as well, something that's tangible. Everybody get that? Everybody get that? All right, fantastic. Let's come over to Dean. Dean, just give us 3 things, give the audience 3 things that they can actually apply in their business where they can actually start attracting themselves some young people in their Ameriplan business. Dean Jones.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing would be talk to your friends and family, and if you have any young adults in the business, talk to them about entrepreneurship. Honestly, sometimes it just requires a little education, and most of them have been programmed to work a traditional job all their life. So if you can just educate them about, being an entrepreneur and what that's all about, that'll be a major on that as well. And number 2 is get on social media. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and online blogs. They're all great marketing sources. And by the way, not a single person I know does not have a Facebook. Many, many people have all those sites, and they're definitely great places to reach young people at. And number 3, talk to them about the benefits and lifestyle of being an entrepreneur. Most young people I know have a crazy schedule, because they're going to school or doing something part-time. And with Ameriplan, you can create your own schedule, and that's great. Plus, you can build residual income and leverage while, whatever you're doing, and that's a great way too.
All right, let's give it up for Dean Jones. Did y'all get those 3? All right, so we're moving along here. We got to go to Holly. Holly, give us 3 things that the audience can actually apply in their business on attracting some young entrepreneurs.
Well, I definitely have to agree with these 2. They definitely put some good things on the plate. The number 1 thing for me that I mainly talk to people who are younger is the internet, as he said before, because I couldn't say that enough and express that enough. instead of sitting there on your Facebook looking at all your friends' posts that they post what they ate from the night before and, and things like that, instead set yourself up another account and just flip over to the other account and then post something positive, post a joke, post something about, oh yeah, well, I went to this today and this is how my business is progressing, and let people know like what you're doing and how awesome it is that, oh, I get to stay home and yet I'm making money, while I'm sitting here in my pajamas and my dirty hair. It's so nice to be able to do that, and then, at the same time have my little daughter running around, and I like the fact that, the second thing is for sure being able to stay home. I know a lot of people our ages are in the age of making a family and getting married and having kids and all of that stuff, and very, very, very few people I know actually enjoy getting out in the morning, taking their kids to daycare, running, trying to get past the traffic in the morning, dealing with the wrecks in the morning, and then being late to work, and then having to have their boss breathing down their throat, and so it's very attractive to people to know that you can actually sit home, and it actually works in my favor to have my daughter screaming in the background a lot of times, because she's sitting there screaming, hanging on my leg, trying to get me to pick her up, and I'm walking, dragging her, trying to like, no, and the dog's barking, and but I can literally tell people, yeah, well, I'm working at home. So it's not a joke, it's real, and I can tell them, I'm so sorry that my daughter's screaming, but you understand that this is the joy. I actually get to be home and listen to her scream, opposed to not getting to see her at all and seeing her grow up. So I think that's really important, not just for women, but for men too. There's a ton of men who I know miss their kids growing up because they're trying to be breadwinners and they're trying to go out and do all this, and they're missing a lot of major events in their kids' lives, major milestones. So I think that that's definitely something. And the third thing is, there's nothing more important in this company than being confident. Definitely be confident when you're talking to people, be confident about what you're selling, be proud of what you're selling. Like, I don't know anybody in this room that could not honestly say they don't go up to someone and say, I sell Ameriplan, and they are so excited about it, because why would you not be proud of it? You can sit there and talk on the phone for 5 minutes and the next day have $120 in the mail. What other company can you do that with? So that's definitely something that's very important. And last but not least, world peace.
Just share with us 3 things that the audience can actually apply in their business, and you can't use world peace as well. Go ahead, Christy.
I'll be really straight and direct and to the point. 1, start texting. 2, get on Facebook. There are over 1 billion active users on Facebook. You cannot ignore that. You just can't ignore that anymore, even if it's uncomfortable. And 3, open your mind to all the new technology that will be rolled out over the next months and years. There's always new stuff coming out. The fact is, bottom line, you cannot communicate with anybody under the age of 35 these days. And sometimes even under the age of 40 now, unless you're using those tools. They're incredible tools.
That's good. Christy DeGraw. She's very directed to the point, right? I got those 3? All right, fantastic. Michelle, give us those 3 things really quickly.
Being last, I'm basically just recapping on what they said. All of them made really good points, but definitely technology is going to be mentioned a lot up here. It's the way of the world. It's where it's going. You need to get online, whether you like it or not. You need to be virtual, because not only does it allow you to connect with so many people, it saves you so much time. You can do it in a minimal amount of time. So technology is a huge thing. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of that. Start doing one by one if you're not on there. Just start with Facebook and go to the next one, and eventually you're going to have all these new methods that you can use online that are going to generate a lot of leads, and that's where the young people are. They grew up in that decade, they know it. Secondly, what was the question again?
Yeah, just 3 things that actually apply in their business so they can start attracting some more young people?
Also, you want to, like she said, show the value. You don't want to just paint a picture. A lot of young people have a picture painted already because we all grew up thinking we had to graduate high school, go to college for 4 to 8 years, go get hired somewhere, work for 5 to 10 before we're actually comfortable in the financial situation that we're in. And so in their mind, especially if they do not have kids, they're going to be like, well, what's the difference? You need to really show them the value of what residual income is and how it can apply in so many ways, like trigger words, the positive trigger words, like the bonuses and the pin levels and the fast tracking and all of that, because that allows them to really work hard and get excited about it, which leads to the next thing is that you want to have fun. You want to be excited and be passionate. If you're dull and you're just like, hey, that this is what I do, you can make money too, they're going to be like, I don't want to join you, You got to be excited and be passionate because I want to be wherever you're at. You must be having fun. You must be making money. I want to be where the money and the fun is at. Young people want to have fun. It's work hard, play hard. So
Y'all got that? You gotta have fun. Let's give Michelle a round of applause. All right, so we're winding down on time, and we just want to make sure. And I like what Michelle just said. Obviously we have the technology and everything like that, but what she just mentioned is something in regards to being excited, enthusiasm. Everybody heard the word enthusiasm, right? The last 4 letters in the word enthusiasm is IASM, right? Which stands for exactly what Michelle's talking about. I am sold myself. You gotta be sold yourself. If you're not enthusiastic, if you don't have enthusiasm, nobody is going to want to join your business, whether they're young or they're old. So as we're moving along, Brittany, we're gonna come back over to you. A lot of what you guys are talking about, it seems like it's gonna attract young people, but it also attracts any ages. But being that this is a panel for young people, if you could just quickly share with us, are there any benefits to having young people in your business?
Well, there are many benefits.
And if there's not, you can also say there's not.
No, there's lots. There's lots. Of course, the technology aspect. If you're somebody yourself that's not very versed in that, they're your guide, your tutor as far as being able to help you with that portion of it. But I would also say being able to have somebody on your team that is in that chapter of their life where they're young and they understand what drives them, what motivates a young person. So being able to have that person on your team and learn from them, and being able to use the things that drive them for others and being able to attract others, I think is a great thing as well. So just being able to learn from them, understand kind of the place they're at, the excitement factor, allows you to attract other young individuals as well.
There we go. If you don't know how to do it, attract these young people, they can show you how to do it. Great stuff, Brittany. Thank you. All right, let's go, Lee. What are the benefits of having young people in your business, if any?
All right, well, some of the benefits of having young people on your team are they're very enthusiastic and they're very, very comfortable with technology. I mean, think about it. Who started Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg. That guy's a young guy. And for some reason, young people just have a strong knack for technology. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Our generation just really has moved so much more forward in technology. And young people are also young people work pretty hard when they feel really passionate about something they do. And I've seen many, many young people work hard at something simply because they have a passion for it. And if you have a passion for it and you love what you do, then that's pretty much it.
That's what I'm talking about, D. Very straight to the point. Again, this is the new faces of Ameriplan. Holly, come on, talk to us. Are there any benefits to having young people in your business, if any?
Hands down, job security. The younger they are, the longer they can work. but on a serious note, that is serious. But it is good because them being on your team, and especially with all of us and a lot of other young people, you can connect more. Not that you can't connect with someone who's a little bit older, but you definitely have a different style and a different way of doing things. And sometimes it's hard
benefits, if any?
Absolutely, and I'm going to bring technology back into this. A lot of us of the younger generation, we have huge online networks with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're all over the place, and we're connected to these tools all day, every day. If we're not physically staring at them, we're getting the notifications on our phone. Is it familiar to you guys? Because that's what we do all the time. And when you welcome that into your business, when you have somebody that's young in your business, you open that big world into your organization, and it is a very, very big world. I built my entire organization online.
Christy DeGraw, let's go. Michelle Everett. We want to know three things. We want to know, are there any benefits to having young people in your business, if any?
Oh, definitely. I believe the younger you are, the more coachable you are. Most likely, the young people have never started a business before. So if you take them under your wing, you're going to be able to coach them and guide them by the way that you work. And that's why leadership is huge. You want to lead them and show by example. So, I mean, you definitely know that they're coachable. They're going to follow in your way all the way. If you get them as young, the younger they are, the longer they're going to be there. They're going to follow you all the way to the top. Also, they're really excited about their future. They haven't had the disappointments yet, most likely like everyone in the room, and of going through life and being fired and all of that. So they're like really super excited. They want to get out there and they want to make it happen, and that really definitely helps a lot, for sure. And
right.
technology, of course, but I won't even put that.
All right, fantastic. So as we're about to wrap up, we do just have one last question that we would like to ask these young individuals. And the question we would like to ask you is, with Ameriplan the way that it is, and everybody got a chance to see Dennis and Daniel come out and do that first day, right? Sometimes you gotta get uncomfortable, right? So the last question that we have for y'all is, the question is, with the way Ameriplan has their model set up right now, why do you think it is set up where young people can be successful with Ameriplan? Is there anything that stands out where you say, you know what, because of this, young people can become successful with this company in particular?
Well, I would definitely say the earning potential. I mean, the time that I've been with the company, it's been to 48. That's changed a lot, since some people that have been with the company a long time have known it to be. But I would definitely say the earning potential. I think kind of to piggyback off what Michelle said, it's coming out of school and looking for things, especially jobs. They're not paying the way they used to. So I think being able to have the ability to make a six-figure income and be able to get a 40% residual is amazing. So I think showing them that and the value as far as the income that they can make and being able to help other people do the same thing as well is really appealing to a younger generation because they're excited about their future. They want to build a great life for themselves and their future families. So being able to show them that, I think that gets things excited about things.
Absolutely. That residual income is definitely an eye-opener, and we want to thank you for pointing that out for us. Thank you, Ameriplan. Dean Jones, is there anything in particular that you would say stands out that Ameriplan has in place for us where young people, can be successful?
Well, I think one of the main things is that, young people in general, they're attracted to money. I mean, young people. If you're a young guy, you're going to be always like energized and say, okay, that. And the fact that, you can make residual income, leverage, and own your own business for not that much, that's a pretty good deal. And the fact that you can do that and, and do whatever you want on it, that's pretty good. And as Brady said before, a lot of college degrees now aren't that promising anymore. I know many people actually who graduated college and they're still, working at a restaurant. And I think, with Ameriplan, you can definitely change them.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dean Jones. All right, so far it sounds like it's the money, that Ameriplan has in place for us, and we want to thank Ameriplan again. Now, Holly, same question. Give us an answer, please.
I believe King said it very correctly. It is very important for young men to make money so they can take girls out on dates. So. I think that it is very attractive. I mean, everybody in life, that's what we strive and we work for. They say, money is the root of all evil, but So the idea of being able to work from home and not have to drive, I mean, you could really not even have a car if you didn't want to. I mean, the fact that it's so easy to do anything, you can literally go on vacation and work while you're on vacation, and you can sit there and pull up the Ameriplan back office right there on your phone and sign someone up. I've done it a million times. It's nice to be able to do that, and so I think that that's very attractive to younger people, knowing that they can literally work wherever they want and do whatever they want, and they don't have to ask for time off and worry about how much PTO they have left. So.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Holly Moore. Last but we got two last ones, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on. But Christy, give us your perception on that.
Absolutely. I definitely want to touch on the compensation as well. Like Dean mentioned, college degrees aren't as valuable as they used to be. This gives us an opportunity to generate a six-figure income in a different way. And also, I think about the future. I know that our generation will not be able to depend on Social Security to take care of us when we get older. So this does give us the opportunity to build our own retirement and not have to worry about that.
Thank you, Christy DeGraw. All right, Michelle, bring us home. Come on, you're anchored. Let's go. Talk to us.
I honestly feel, what stands out differently from Ameriplan, from any other business that you can do from home or online or anything like that, is that the services that we offer. We are in the healthcare industry. This is something that will always and forever be here. We will always need healthcare. We will always need to save money. And knowing that says longevity for all of everyone who comes out of college. They're looking for that stability in their career, and knowing that they have the control over the compensation that they receive, and knowing that this will never go anywhere, like Daniel Dennis said, another 21 years, because nothing is going to throw us out of the ballpark. You know, I mean, we're always going to be here, and I think that's a huge thing.
Absolutely. All right, so again, did y'all like the panel today? All right, so again, on behalf of Ameriplan, first off, we'd like to thank Ameriplan for the incredible compensation plan, for the incredible leadership that they have. They also have an incredible young staff as well. Shout out to, Joe Kerr, and also Marcus Williams, and Gabe. Yeah, Gabe, let's give it up for them, right? So this is definitely the future. As we're leaving here, make sure before you leave convention to connect with these young individuals, whether you find them on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. Make sure to get their information. If not, just to talk to them, just to follow and see exactly what they do, so you can be inspired and also apply some things that they're doing. They're doing an excellent job, and best believe they'll be back here next year moving along in their business. So again, we want to thank